Hi friends, I am Milind Khamgaonkar, Assistant Professor in Tulsiramji Gaikwad Patil College of Engineering and Technology, Nagpur. Friends, we are into this very important topic regarding concrete or the concrete technology. As we know that concrete is world's most widely used building material. Its global production is almost more than 4 billion cubic meters per year. Approximately 1.25 billion tons of the cement is being used. In short, the syllabus for the third semester is Unit 1 contains cement and the aggregates. Unit 2 is regarding the fresh concrete, manufacturers, its quality control, etc. Unit 3 contains the strength of the concrete. Unit 4 regarding the mixed design procedures of the concrete, additives and admixtures. Unit 5 contains special types of the concretes, shrinkage, one of the property of the concrete, and Unit 6 deals with the durability of concrete. We are discussing regarding the first ingredient of concrete, that is the cement. This unit includes the chemistry, main constituent, hydration of cement, physical properties, lab and the field testing, various types of the cement. As we know that concrete is a mixture of cement, water, coarse aggregate and fine aggregate plus admixtures. These admixtures are like a tonic in concrete. All these ingredients together consolidates to a hard rock-like mass due to the chemical reaction between cement and water. To this concrete, which is a mixture of cement, water and the aggregate, the flowability as well as some other qualities like the strength and durability is being imparted or is being increased with the help of the admixtures. In concrete, the coarse aggregate act as a filler, fine aggregate fills the gap between the paste and the coarse aggregate. Cement with water, that is the paste, again binds all these ingredients of the concrete. The mobility to the concrete is being given with the help of the cement and water paste as well as certain admixtures. The advantages of the use of concrete being it has the ability to be casted in any shape, it is economical, durable, fire resistant, energy efficient. It can be casted on site, friends. Be little bit disadvantages. It has low tensile strength, low ductility, volume instability and low strength to weight ratio. But compared to the advantages, the disadvantages are very less. We will be discussing about the first ingredient of the cement. The various types of the cements used are the 33 grade, 43 grade, 53 grade, PPC, slag cement and numerous other types. Its physical properties to be taken into account before use of any type of the cement is its fineness, which is expressed in its specific surface, that is the surface area of the total particles of the cement per kilogram is known as the specific surface. Fineness is given by the specific surface. Almost all the cements, with all types of the cements, have the minimum specific surface as 225 meter square per kilogram. PPC is more finer, it has got 300. Soundness by Le-Chatelier's method, it should not be more than 10 millimeter. By autoclave 0.8%, Setting time, initial and final setting time. Initial setting time maximum or the minimum is 30 minutes, and the final setting time is the maximum of 600 minutes. Compressive strength 28 days for 33 grade, 33 Newton per mm square, for 43 grade 46 newtons per mm square, for 53 grade it is 53, for the PPC and slag cement it is 33 Newton per mm square. Friends, we will be discussing in short the various tests that are carried out on the cement, the field testing and the laboratory testing. Field testing means as soon as the cement is being brought to the site, the engineer on site should have some visual as well as handling techniques to know whether the quality of the cement is good or not. But that doesn't mean that we should not carry the laboratory testing. After the field testing, if the engineer satisfies, we will discuss one by one. Then the laboratory testing needs to be carried out. As soon as the cement quantity is brought to the site, any representative bag should be taken. The engineer in charge must open the bag, should see the cement in the bag. There should not be any visible lumps, as well as the cement must have a greenish or grey color. Take some cement from the bag into the hand. It must give a cool feeling, and also must be seen that there should not be any lumps. Take a pinch of the cement in your fingers. It should give a smooth and not a gritty feeling. Take a handful of the cement, throw it on the bucket full of the water. The particle must float for some time before they sink. And last but not the least, take 100 grams of the cement, add some quantity of water to convert it into a stiff paste. Pat it, convert that pat or stiff paste into sharp edged cube, approximate sizes, and put it slowly into the water so that it will sink into the bucket of water's bottom. After 24 hours, whatever cake you put into the water should be in original shape. It should not lose its original shape, nor it should dissolve into the water. If you are satisfied with all these tests, the cement is to be taken to the laboratory for further testing as fineness, initial setting time, final setting time, the soundness and the compressive strength. Just we will discuss what is the importance of the effect of fineness. The cement should be as fine as possible. More fine the cement, more will be its surface area available for the chemical reaction between water and the cement, because water and the cement paste act as a binding material. So more fine the cement, the more rate of gain of the strength, more rate of evolution of heat due to the exothermic reaction. As I have told, more surface area available for the hydration, and therefore faster is the development of the strength. So these are the properties for the finer the cement. To know about the various cement testing as well as later on the aggregate testing, we should have some certain understanding of the sieves. The Indian standard sieve sizes are 40 mm, 20 mm, 10 mm, 4.75, 2.36, 1.18, 600, 300 micron, 150 micron, 45 micron. All these designations, magnitude or numerical value denotes the aperture or opening of the sieve. 40 mm means it has got one opening of 40 mm by 40 mm. In the same way, the micron denotes the numerical value divided by 1000 millimeter aperture. 600 micron means 600 divided by 1000 millimeter, that is 0.6 millimeter is the aperture. First we will discuss about the first test, that is the fineness test. We have seen that finer the cement, more will be the rate of gain of the strength, more will be its chemical reactivity, more is the surface area available. There are two tests carried out for the knowing the cement's fineness. The first is sieve test, wherein cement is being sieved through 90 micron sieve, and it is expected that the percentage retained over the sieve should not be more than 10%. But I assure you friends that nowadays the cement is of so best quality that 0% is left over the sieve. So what is the second test then to know the fineness? The second test is Blaine's air permeability method, wherein an equipment called as Blaine's air permeability is being used, wherein the surface area of the cement particles are found out. The basic principle is, in one of the permeability cell, the cement is being compacted and placed, and the known volume of air is being passed through this permeability cell, and a time is noted to pass that known volume of the air through that cement powder with definite density. This time is related to the surface area of the cement particles available in that cell, known as the specific surface of the cement, or the specific surface area per gram, or specific surface area per kilogram of the cement. As we have seen, the specific surface area of the 1 kilogram of cement is 225 meters square, and the specific surface area of the 1 gram of the cement should be 2250 centimeters square. So that much should be fine the cement. Second test carried out for the initial setting time, final setting time, and the strength is to know the consistency of the cement paste, that is the water content required to produce a cement paste of standard consistency. This consistency is being found out with the help of the VCAT apparatus shown on the right side, wherein a cement paste is being prepared by approximately adding quantity of the water. The variation of the quantity of water is required to be done. Means this test is required to be carried out 2 to 3 times. What is done in this equipment? This VCAT plunger as VCAT apparatus, this is shown here. This VCAT apparatus has got such an arrangement that there are 3 needles used. One on the left side is for the consistency, the middle needle is for the initial setting time, and the rightmost needle is for the final setting time. These needles are fixed at this plunger end, and with the help of this screw these needles are released, and the movement of these needles below is measured in the scale which is at the top of the equipment. With this equipment has got a brass cylinder at the bottom whose size is 80 millimeters diameter and its height is 40 millimeter. A cement paste with certain quantity of water is being prepared, and the initial setting time plunger is being released with the help of the knob into the cement paste, and it is found that this plunger or the needle should move into the cement so that it should be 5 to 7 millimeters above from the bottom of this cylinder, brass cylinder. Then that much quantity of water is known as the consistency of cement. This consistency is approximately around 30%. Some few 1 or 2, 3% plus or minus. As can be seen in the schematic diagram, this is the front view of this VCAT apparatus. As I have told, these are the 3 needles, and this can be released through this plunger. These needles are attached at the bottom. So this is in short the consistency, that is percentage of water that is added to the cement to prepare a cement paste, so that the consistency needle inserts into the cement paste but only reaches 5 to 7 millimeters from the bottom. Then that much quantity of water or that percentage of water is known as consistency, because we want this percentage of water or consistency to find out the initial setting time, final setting time, and the compressive strength. Now the initial setting time is nothing but the time between the moment the water is added to the cement to the time that the paste starts losing plasticity. We want the time as soon as water is added to the cement, that is the concrete, as the cement is being used in the concrete. We need the time for the mixing, transporting the concrete, placing the concrete, compacting the concrete, and finishing the concrete. The cement should not lose its plasticity, it should not become hard. So the expected minimum initial setting time is 30 minutes. More setting time is expected, either from the cement or by adding some admixtures. And the final setting time is once the concrete is placed in the final position, it's compacted and finished. Now it should lose its plasticity in earliest possible time, so that it is least vulnerable to damages from external destructive agencies. And this final setting time expected is maximum 10 hours. To find out the initial and final setting time, again the VCAT apparatus is used. A cement test is produced taking 85% water that has been found out for the consistency test, and that water is added into the cement. The paste is produced. This cement paste is again put into the VCAT mold, and the finer needle, that is the initial setting time needle, is being fixed to the plunger of this VCAT apparatus, and the time is noted from the water added to the cement till this needle again retains 5 millimeters from the bottom. It will take time, and this time should be not less than 30 minutes. This is called as the initial setting time and is being carried out with the help of the VCAT apparatus. The final setting time, again the same cement paste which is used in the initial setting time, the same VCAT apparatus, the same brass cylindrical mold, only needle is changed. The final setting time needle is now attached, and now the same experiment is being repeated, and the time is found from the water added to the cement for making the paste till this final setting time needle retains, or it only impinges a mark over the set or hardened cement. This time is called as the final setting time. That is the time elapsed between the time water is added to the cement and the time the needle makes an impression on the surface of the test block, while the attachment fails to do so, is the final setting time. Friends, a very important property expected from the cement is the compressive strength of the hardened cement. More the compressive strength of the cement, more will be definitely the compressive strength of the concrete, because cement is being used in the concrete. This test is being carried out by preparing the cement and standard sand mortar. Its cubes are casted, the cubes are cured for 3 days, 7 days and 28 days, and is being tested into the laboratory for the crushing strength using the compression testing machine. The sand used for preparing the mortar is generally brought from the Ennore near Madras or near Chennai. Why the sand is used? Why not only the cement, neat cement and water paste can be used for producing the cement cubes? Because the cement has got the property to shrink, and as it shrinks, it gives certain micro hair cracks. So therefore this alternative mechanism is being used. The cement and the sand water paste is being used to prepare the mortar and to prepare the cubes. The standard sand from the Ennore contains the sand passing 500 micron sieve and retaining on 90 micron, sand passing 1 mm aperture sieve and retaining on 500 micron aperture sieve, sand passing through 2 mm aperture sieve retained on 1 mm aperture. The proportion taken is 1:3, that is 1 part of the cement, then 3 part of the sand. Again this 3 part of the sand is being further divided into each part, that is these 3 types of the sand just we have discussed, that is passing through 500 micron retaining 90, passing through 1 mm retaining on 500 micron, passing through 200 mm and the retaining on 1 mm. And a water quantity of the consistency percentage of water divided by 4 plus 3, this total percentage of the combined weight of the cement and sand is being taken, and this water is mixed. The cement, sand and water mortar is prepared, and the cubes of 7.06 by 7.06 by 7.06 are casted. They are cured for 3 days, 7 days and 28 days. For each test 3 cubes are casted. One set of cube always contains 3 cubes, and after curing for the required period, that is the 3 days, 7 days and 28 days, these cubes are tested in compression testing machine to know its compressive strength. The ordinary Portland cement is divided into 3 parts depending on its compressive strength, that is the 33 grade, 43 grade and 53 grade, wherein 33 grade means 33 Newton per mm square is the compressive strength of that cement after 28 days curing. 43 grade means After 28 days curing, the compressive strength is 43 Newton per mm square and 53 grade. Again 53 Newton per mm square compressive strength after 28 days of the curing. Listen very carefully. This is only for the ordinary Portland cement. The Indian standard for it is 269 1976. Another test is carried out for the soundness of the cement. As we know that the cement contains calcium oxide, silicon oxide, aluminum oxide and iron oxide. These are taken into proper proportion and they are finely ground, mixed, blended intimately and burnt and converted into the cement, that is the box compound. These clinkers are again ground, mixed with the calcium sulfate 3 to 5% and the cement is being produced final. But unfortunately certain quantity of calcium oxide or the calcium sulfate added does not get 100% used into the production of the cement and they remain as it is. And when they mix with water, when they react with water, that is unused calcium oxide and the unused calcium sulfate, that is the gypsum, they form calcium hydroxide. This calcium hydroxide is useless. This calcium hydroxide dissolves in water after setting and will flow into the cavities of the concrete with water and comes out of the concrete and forms the white patches over the concrete known as leaching of the concrete, leaching of the cement, efflorescence. The second bad quality is after setting this calcium hydroxide, it remains very brittle, it does not have any compressive strength. And the third and the very bad quality is that it has got the swelling properties, it expands as the setting time increases or as the days progresses. To know this expansion property of the cement, the soundness test is being carried out. This test is done with the help of the Le Chatelier's apparatus, therefore it is named after Le Chatelier method, wherein a water equivalent to 78% of the water required for the standard consistency is being used to prepare the cement paste. These are the Le Chatelier's molds. In these Le Chatelier molds, the cement paste is being placed, and these Le Chatelier molds having one split at the center, and adjacent to this split there are two wires placed. These molds are, after casting, the distance between the wires are measured, and later on, just after 24 hours of the curing, these are put into the boiling water for 3 to 4 hours, and the distance increased between these two wires due to the expansion of the cement, that is the calcium oxide in the cement, due to the sudden curing by boiling water, is being found out. And this expansion should not be more than 10 millimeters. That is the requirement of the good quality cement. This test is known as soundness of the cement. Another test is also called carried out on the same principle, that is the autoclave method, wherein the expansion is found out. It should not be more than 0.8%. So these are the tests we have just discussed, that is the fineness by the Blaine-Sahar permeability method, wherein the cement particles surface area of 1 kilogram should be more than 225 meters square for almost all the cements. For PPC it is more finer, that is it should be 300 meters square. In grams, it is 2250 centimeters per gram, that is also called as the specific surface. And for the PPC, it is 3000 centimeter square per gram. That much should be the fine cement. Soundness, just we have discussed, Lee-Chatelier's method, should not be more than 10 millimeters. By autoclave, it should not be more than 0.8%. Setting time, initial setting time, very important, minimum 30 minutes, and final setting time maximum should not be more than 600 minutes, that is the 10 hours. Compressive strength, the 28-day strength for the 33 grade, 33 Newton per mm square, for 43 grade, 46 newtons per mm square, 53 Newton per mm square. For PPC and slag cement, it should be minimum 33 Newton per mm square, but nowadays it is definitely quite more than these values. Friends, now we will be discussing about the various types of the cements. Depending on the use of the different ingredients, the basic ingredients are the same. That is the calcareous material, argillaceous material, aluminium oxide, iron oxide, magnesium oxide, sodium and potassium oxide, and the sulfates. But varying their percentages, various types of the cements are produced. We will be discussing one by one that are there of importance today. The cements used are ordinary Portland cement, rapid hardening cement, ground granulated blast furnace slag cement, low heat cement, Portland pozzolana cement, Portland fly ash cement, sulfate resisting cement. The ordinary Portland cement again divided into the 33, 43 and 53 grade, just we have discussed. It has got the ingredients as the calcium oxide, that is the lime, calcareous material 60 to 67%, silicon oxide 17 to 25%, that is the argillaceous material, aluminium oxide, that is the bauxite 0 to 8%, iron oxide, ferrous oxide 0.5 to 6%, magnesium oxide MgO 0.1 to 4%, alkalis 0.4 to 1.3%, and sulfate 1.3 to 3%. After burning all these ingredients, that is after intimately mixing, grinding, converting to fine powder and burning 1300 to 1500 degrees Celsius, the four box compounds are formed into the cement clinkers. They are the C3S, C2S, C3A, C4AF. The C3S percentage is 54.1%, C2S is 16.1%, C3A is 10.8%, and C4AF 9.1%. The main strength to the cement, that is as well as to the concrete, is being given by this alite and baelite, C3S and C2S. The quick setting or the flash setting is being given with the help of the C3A and C4AF. If we know these basic qualities of the box compound, then we can prepare the various different kinds of the cements. As has been seen in earlier table, this 33, 43 and 53 grade has got fineness, soundness, setting time and compressive strength as the figures given in this table, which we discussed very nicely earlier. Now we will move on to the rapid hardening cement. Friends, number of times we need a cement wherein the concrete is required to be hard, converted hard or set as early as possible. This is required when there is emergency in repair works. If we want to prepare the precast components of the concrete, if we want to remove the formwork earlier, so in all these cases we need a special type of the concrete known as a rapid hardening concrete. Again, the ingredients of this concrete are very similar to the ordinary Portland cement. Only the rapid development of the strength is given by making it more finer, that is more than 2 to 5 meter square per kilogram. It is 3 to 5 meter square per kilogram or 3 to 50 square centimeter per gram. More finer the cement, more is the rate of gain of strength we have seen. So for rapid hardening cement, the first and foremost requirement, it should be finer. It should have the percentage of ingredients such that the tricalcium silicate, that is C3S, should be C70%, lowering the C2S, so that more earlier hardening is achieved, though bit greater heat of hydration is being produced. Again, the properties of this cement are fineness 3 to 5 meter square per gram, the soundness Le Chatelier's method, not more than 10 millimeters, autoclave not more than 0.8%, initial sitting time 30 minutes, final sitting time 600, and 28 day strength is 27 Newton per mm square. This concrete, that is the using the rapid hardening cement concrete, is also used in cold weather also, wherein earlier setting of the concrete is needed, because due to the ambient or atmospheric temperature being cold, the concrete sets later. Friends, we will move on to the next type of the concrete, that is the Portland Pozzolana cement concrete. Pozzolanic material are nothing but the materials which contains maximum of the silicon oxide, some part of the aluminum oxide, and sometimes some pozzolanic material contains calcium oxides. These pozzolanic material on themselves, they don't have any binding property, but if they are mixed into the cement up to certain percentages, the Indian standard has given the addition of this pozzolanic percentage up to 35%, 10 to 35% can be added. But when they react with the unused calcium hydroxide into the cement and water paste, they form a CSH gel, and this gel is again very good for the binding properties and for filling the voids into the concrete which were remained due to the voids after the hydration of the C3S and C2S due to the presence of the calcium hydroxide. So friends, this pozzolanic material on itself, it doesn't have any binding property, but the binding property can be produced by using the unused useless calcium hydroxide into the wet cement paste or the concrete. Now, what are these pozzolanic materials? The various pozzolanic materials are the fly ash produced in the thermal power plant. Certain clays are there. Some ground granulated slag is also one of the example of the pozzolanic material. But in Portland Pozzolana cement, the maximum used pozzolanic material is the fly ash, which is again a waste material from the thermal power plant, and there is a problem of disposing of this fly ash. So therefore friends, this PPC, Portland Pozzolana cement, is a very useful cement. Other than imparting additional strength and durability to the concrete, it also reduces the heat of hydration, because almost 15 to 35% of the OPC is being replaced by the pozzolanic material. Due to its additional properties, this cement is used again more in marine and hydraulic structures. and also into the mass concrete construction like the dams, the large piers, the large abutments, large foundations, etc. It also reduces the leaching of the calcium hydroxide. That means it helps in increasing the soundness of the cement, that is the soundness of the concrete. So these are the advantages of the PPC. They also reduces the cost of the cement because 35% of the cement is being replaced with the help of the pozzolanic fly ash, which is available freely. These are the numerous advantages of the Portland Pozzolana cement, and definitely the advantages of the concrete prepared using PPC. So the PPC is again having the same cement properties: fineness more than 300 meter square per kilogram, that is the specific surface, that is surface area of the cement particles per kilogram, 300 meter square per kg. Soundness, Leach-Atelier method, not more than 10 millimeters, autoclave 0.8%, not more than. Setting time initial minimum 30 minutes, final 600 minutes, that is the 10 hours. Compressive strength is 33 Newton per mm square for 28 days. So almost it has got the properties of the 33 grade cement, except its fineness. It is more fine because more chemical reactivity between the cement particles and the pozzolanic material is expected. Now friends, again similar type of the cement, wherein instead of the fly ash, the ground granulated blast furnace slag is being used as a pozzolanic material. That cement is known as ground granulated blast furnace slag cement. In this cement, the OPC, ordinary Portland cement, is being replaced by 25 to 65% by the granulated blast furnace slag. This slag is again a waste material from a steel production unit or the steel factory, and also the being the waste material, the problem of disposing of it is there. So this slag is separately brought, again it is ground finely and is added and blended to the ordinary Portland cement, or during the production of the cement, by reducing the OPC up to 25 to 65%. As it being the pozzolanic material, it contains silicon oxide, it contains aluminum oxide, but it has got additional proportion of calcium oxide also, means its ingredients are more or less like the cement. So it adds, in addition to the other properties, like it reduces the heat of hydration, it reacts with the calcium hydroxide, produces the CSH gel. The CSH gel that is produced in presence of the water by the calcium hydroxide and this ground granulated slag again fills the voids into the concrete, increases strength, increases durability, reduces the permeability. Also, the cement used is also chemically inert, so it is also used into the chemical factories, wherein the sulfate resistant reactivity or action is needed, also used in the marine structures, As just we have discussed, it has got the same properties of fineness 225 meter square per kilogram, soundness again Le Chatelier's minimum 10 millimeters, autoclave not more than 0.8%, initial sitting time 30 minutes, final sitting time maximum 600 minutes, that is 10 hours, compressive strength 33 Newton per mm square maximum, can be more than this 33 strength. Now the next cement is again a component of the pozzolanic cement or type of the pozzolanic Portland Pozzolana cement or GGBS, because we have seen in last two cements that by using the pozzolanic material the heat of hydration is being reduced. The low heat cement is nothing but the same type of the cement, or you can say extension of the last two cements, wherein the C3S and C3A are reduced by adjusting the proportions of the CaO and aluminum oxide, which are mainly responsible for increasing the heat of hydration. We need this low heat cement where the mass concrete is produced, where we need less heat of hydration to reduce the cracks in the concrete. So this low heat cement is again obtained by using the pozzolanic material, by reducing the C3S and C3A, by adjusting the proportions of the CaO and aluminum oxide. As per the Indian standard for this low heat cement 12,600, its 28 days should not be more than 75. Its 28 days strength is 33 Newton per mm square, but the heat of hydration should not be more than 75 calories per gram, and all other properties are as same as the ordinary Portland cement, that is the fineness, initial sitting time, final sitting time, soundness and the compressive strength. Last but not the least is the sulfate resisting cement. This is again a type of the ordinary Portland cement, but number of times this ordinary Portland cement is susceptible to the attack of the sulfates if we use this cement in certain particular factories, chemical factories, or certain marine structures or structures in the sea. So therefore this sulfate again reacts with this free calcium hydroxide in the cement, which is produced due to the excess calcium oxide or maybe due to the excess calcium sulfate, and this calcium aluminate also to form calcium sulfoaluminate, or this calcium sulfate formation due to the calcium hydroxide reaction with the sulfates has got again the unsoundness property. It increases by 227% in volume and forms the cracks, and subsequent reduction in the strength and the durability of the concrete. Therefore this sulfate resisting cement is being produced, wherein the quantity of the sulfate resistance or sulfate resistance quality is being imparted by using the low tricalcium aluminate, means the aluminum oxide Al2, Al2O3 and calcium oxide percentage is such a way adjusted that low C3A is produced, and low C3A and to some quantity control of the calcium hydroxide, the chemical reactivity of the sulfates can be controlled and the sulfate resisting cement is being produced. The specification generally limits the C3A production to maximum 5%. Again here the tetracalcium aluminoferrite that is the fourth ingredient of the Portland cement, C3AF, is also tried to be reduced by using the less of the aluminum oxide, and sometimes more of using of Fe2O3, so that over and all the C3A to be reduced. That purpose is to be achieved. Many of the physical properties of the sulfate resisting cement are similar to ordinary Portland cement. The concrete used by using the sulfate resisting cement is in marine condition, in foundation and basement of the structures, fabrication of the pipes, construction of the sewage treatment works. So friends, here the cement part we have covered. We must always remember that whatever concrete structure we produce should be as durable as these old monuments. Thank you.